So, market update. We were just talking about COVID and the spike after Thanksgiving, and here you could see it on the charts. So, the threat level in the city jumped from light green to like dark yellow. So, it's up to moderate, and a lot more people testing positive. So, hopefully, I don't know. I think that'll continue to go up and through Christmas, but it is what it is. Here's the link for anyone who's struggling with their rent or mortgage. And then here's the showings for this week. Well, the last 2 weeks. Of course, week 4 is very low. That's Thanksgiving. So that's pretty to be expected. You'll see that the first week of December, the showings were a little bit less than this time last year. I don't know if that indicates less interest or fewer houses on the market. We're going to get to a chart in a minute that shows how few new listings there have been. So I don't know. Anecdotally, I have seen that it has slowed down a little bit, especially in the higher price ranges. I, was used to if something came on the market, it already had multiple offers the first day and having to rush. And the last couple of clients that I've had in like the $200,000 to $300,000 range, they hadn't, 3 days in, no offers, and they took our asking price offer. So, I don't know. That's anecdotal. It's one person, but I have seen a little bit of a slowdown. Of course, not in the investor market, not in the around $100,000 market, but in that over 200,000 seems to have slowed just a little bit. I mean, I'm still saying full price offer within 3 days, so I don't think that's exactly slow. Rental showings, again, the Thanksgiving, we're a little bit under where we were this week last year. It's just unusual because we, typically have been seeing that we were higher than this week last year. So it is just kind of interesting to note that it's a little bit lower on both rental showings and house showings, although I guess maybe the spike in COVID could possibly be to blame. I don't know. Home sales are, we have that spike. November 30th was probably a really bad day for title companies because it's Monday. And so everybody's trying to close by the end of the month. And so we have our kind of typical spike there. And then the price kind of just keeps hovering around that like 270. Here's the median price over time. So you can see how quickly it's been going up this past year. And it's, interesting that this time last year, the line, is starting to go down. The sales price is going down and we're still on an upward trajectory. So that's just unusual. And here's the one I was talking about with new listings. So you can see there's just a lot fewer listings in November. It's typical because if you look here at last November before 2020, 2019, it looks like we're just about exactly at the same place we were then. So, we're in the typical holiday slowdown. So I don't think it indicates anything other than, people are celebrating instead of listing their house. Same thing with pending sales and closed sales. And you'll notice the green line is kind of, the blue and green lines are kind of the investor range, I guess, 0 to 200,000. And you'll notice they're always on the days on market here. They're going to be super low. We've seen kind of an upward trend on that highest price range, like I was saying, but we still have pretty low days on market here. I mean, under 25 days on market is very, very low. And then I put the price per square foot this week, just kind of to show. I thought this was kind of interesting that like the blue and green lines, they're different price ranges, but they're selling at the same price per square foot. It just kind of indicates that in San Antonio, the price goes up mostly based on square footage. So if I had to guess, these are pretty much the same house, except the blue line are just much bigger. And then we have, the luxury homes here at the top. That in San Antonio, that gets you a luxury home. So